All right. Quick news here with the Diablo boss, Rod Ferguson, departs Blizzard. So Ferguson's been around for a long fucking time, dude. Like the guy is O fucking G. And he is like literally, I think, the last OG guy left at Blizzard, right? And now he's leaving. Now everyone else is new since the Activision like really got regressive with these guys. But he was a general manager for the Diablo franchise for the last 5 years. He did Diablo 2 Resurrected, Diablo Immortal, Diablo, which was a little bit controversial, obviously. Diablo 4, which did well, probably not as well as people had hoped, but did pretty well. And the expansion, Vessel of Hatred. He is OG. I actually met the guy. He's a really, really good guy, right? But from my understanding, this was always the plan. Like his job was to come in and fix Diablo and launch this game and move the fuck on, right? So that's what he is doing. And evidently, he is not retiring, despite his age and accomplishments. He's moving on to a new project, which he's not really saying what that is. Could be go work with the rest of the OG Blizzard guys at Moorheim, or maybe fix Gears of War, potentially.
Please. Oh my God, I love that franchise.
Because as Microsoft completely dismantles and destroys every franchise they fucking touch. But we'll find out soon. Evidently, he's going to announce very soon what he's going to be doing.
I always heard that there was a little bit of a not little, new blood versus old blood type of a rivalry inside Blizzard. The OGs really didn't want to change, and especially with the era of performance marketing and free to play, that was quite difficult. Do you think, Eric, that the new blood won?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. It was Bobby and Armin, right? Bobby and Armin basically fucking completely decimated Blizzard and changed the entire world at Blizzard, right? For better or for worse, right? Depending on how you talk to. I get it from both perspectives. We've talked about this many times in the podcast, right? This is a new Blizzard, right? Again, for better or worse, right? But all the OG people, all the creatives are gone, right? They left years and years ago, right? So we'll see. We'll see, right? Like, we'll see what comes up next. We haven't seen much. They actually did fix World of Warcraft, like in a way. Like they got that back on track. Diablo was reasonably good, but Overwatch was a fucking absolute train wreck. Everything mobile has been a train wreck except for Diablo. So yeah, we'll see. We'll see. And I think with this whole Microsoft stuff is looking like the wheels are coming off at this point, right? In terms of people's motivation and getting shit done. I don't see any changes in this. And what my understanding is from people that work at Microsoft is like everyone is running around like their heads cut off. They have no fucking idea what the strategy is anymore, right? So, and that trickles down to all these guys. So yeah, we'll see. We'll see,
Must be an impact when they know that Phil is also leaving. Like he already announced. He's like, I'm just here for the good time.
Was that fake?
No, Phil didn't announce he was leaving yet. People speculate that he's leaving, I think.
Okay.
Oh, but that was like covered in all the press that he will be leaving with a new console. No?
I don't know.
None of that has been confirmed.
Yeah.
Okay, but none of that. But he should have come out like, hey, this is bogus. Like you could just tweet it.
Look, Phil's a great guy, really sweet dude, and everyone's beloved. He's beloved, absolutely beloved, but he's not the right guy. Not the right guy.
Yeah. No, I meant
they need Bobby.
Yeah, but I meant like everybody's headless, meaning that even if there's a conversation that even the leader is leaving after the next iteration, or the next console cycle, then that's even worse. You don't even know who to talk to. I didn't mean
they are
as a
putting Sarah Bond out there quite a bit, who's president of Xbox. She is very, very visible.
All right, Jen, we get it. You got the campaign donations.
Okay, cool.
It's true. I mean, yes, you all know that I love to support the strong women in our industry. However, it is true that she is out there speaking a lot.
Yeah. If you'd go to her, Sarah, what should we do about Gears of War? You'd be like, what? Anyways.
But Mishka, you had posted a LinkedIn post around Stormgate, right? That Stormgate, which was, isn't it different. Stargate's like spiritual successor?
No, this is part of the Blizzard family that has, exited Blizzard and started their own companies. What's the StarCraft follow-up? What's the game?
It is Stormgate. Remember, this is by Tim Frost Giant Studios. They got VC money, and they also went directly to the people. They went directly to the people, if you remember. So there are shareholders listening right now, if you remember.
All right,
correctly.
Let me just take it a step back. So Frost Giant is by Tim Morton. So Tim Morton is the CEO of Frost Giant, which is a team that was set up by ex-StarCraft two people, and they built a game called Stormgate, which is essentially an iteration or the follow-up or a version of StarCraft. You got the three races, and it's a RTS, which we don't see much on anywhere anymore. And it is free to play, right, Phil?
I remember they did early access founders packs. Remember they had a big campaign component. Co-op was
It is not free to play. But anyway, he posted on LinkedIn saying Stormgate has had a smooth launch last week and the critical reception has been positive. That said, Stormgate is not getting the concurrency of sales that I hoped for. As the CEO of Frost Giant, that is my responsibility. I'm constantly trying to learn how to do it better. When I've had some time to digest, I will share my thoughts and opinions. So basically, the post on LinkedIn is saying that the sales are not doing that well, and they will have to do some correction moves. He didn't specify those, and I understand it's an incredibly stressful time. The team has gone from after the fundraise, I believe they had Kickstarter, where you can become a part owner of the company, and we were actually covering it on this podcast. It was kind of weird. It's like,
nope, it wasn't just a Kickstarter. It was a special financial vehicle. It was like a Kickstarter, but remember, you actually had ownership through this very weird. It wasn't an SPV. I don't know what, Eric. I don't know what the fuck this financial engineering was, but it's gross.
It was weird. I remember the weirdest part for me is not Tim working fucking hard to keep his company alive and to bring something new on the market. The weirdest part was when Bitcraft was announcing their $300 million fund. They had Tim talking they were quoting him, and I'm like, guys, if you're raising so much fucking money, give this guy a little bit. Don't make him make these fucking financial vehicles to raise like $500K. How about you fund Tim? Anyways, that was the weirdest part of that. But looks like the game is not.
What was fucking Jasper doing, dude? Jasper should have just kicked some fucking money down, right?
But he was like announcing 300 million, and then Tim was quoted multiple times, and I'm like, he's out there begging money from players for a game that hasn't even released. Like, how can, I don't get it. Anyways, but I've heard all the good things about Tim, and I've heard that he works extremely hard and cares a lot. So it must be a stressful time for him as the game is not getting the reception that he wished for.
All due respect to Tim, I really like the guy. I think he's like absolutely brilliant OG guy, but like building a RTS in this market right now is just, we talked about this ages ago. There was no product market fit at all. And only thing that made sense was go to the super core and charge a huge premium and try to do it that way to get like a few million people to get the game. And that he just didn't execute against the game. The game was just not of high enough quality to attract the audience that he needed to attract. So
no, I don't agree with that. The thesis was weak. You have the right answer, the thread of right answer, but you're going after an RTS TAM, Eric. You Will Robinson. You got to stop there. You're making RTS. This is like as bad as MOBAs.
Okay, all right.
If this isn't an execution issue, I mean, you're big fish, very tiny pond. Doesn't matter how good the execution is. Too small.
I made the same argument. I know, Phil. I'm just trying to throw him a bone. You know?
No. And I don't. The reason I don't want to throw him a bone is I do agree he's an extremely nice guy. I remember gave that incredible beatdown of Web3, if you remember. Podcast.
Oh yeah.
Beforehand.
That was great,
But these founders don't choose ambitious enough theses. And we were just talking about the Blizzard OGs not surviving. This is literally an example of it, right? The next news article is exactly this. Yeah. And I think that is important. Like, the market doesn't care, doesn't care about your ideas, and it moves
or
at
your
its own
feelings.
Pace. Or your feelings, right? And we were also talking about the Warcraft Rumble game, right? Which had 100 people on it a year later, right? You don't continue to throw capital into something like that. It doesn't have U-shapes like it does in HD. And I think that is very important.
You're right. I'm getting sentimental in my old age, Philip.
Yeah. Well, I think that we started with your whole midlife crisis. I think, those of us that are dinosaurs or OGs in the industry need to realize that we can't keep doing what we used to do and have it work. Like, the industry is moving on, and, genres that used to work don't work. Play patterns that used to work don't work anymore. And we got to realize this.
This is why I love Scopely, right? I think like Javier and Walter were the best at they would get disciplined by the market and they would take the lesson, understand it, and apply it moving forward, even if they had their priors. And dude, there was a lot of lessons.
100%. Dude, Bobby Kotick, dude, the guy fucking executed. He got rid of everything and he focused on 3 franchises, period, end of sentence. He adjusted with the market. Fucking EA finally adjusted with the market. That's part of the brilliance of the CFO back then. Anyway, sorry. I get you.
Okay.
Yes, you're right.
But there was also expectation. Guess how much Frost Giant raised?
Don't know.
Not as much as BeatStar which just got acquired by Duolingo.
All right, everybody can go and Google that. So anyway, it's tens of millions.